Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to a black screen. Hold up. Of course. I don't know what it is with this overlay. Anyway, my webcam is sometimes like, you know what? Today I'm gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna have to slap it up awake again. Anyway, what's up everybody? How you doing today? We're gonna be watching a amazing TvT, hopefully. We have AqueroN right here, of course. Brand spanking new team, Team Rotti. Very much looking forward to what he has in store for us. There we go. MaSa is on his way as well. That is lovely to see. Alright, good, good. Those are the two ingredients that I desperately need for a for a proper show match, of course. Especially if they are the players that are supposed to play. It does make it a little bit better. Anyway, what's up guys? It's a lovely Friday evening. Kind of early afternoon perhaps if you are a pro gamer. Yeah. It's still completely bright outside. It's cooled down though quite a bit, which is... Oh, it's nice. It is so nice. It was getting so incredibly warm. Alright, I'm kind of waiting for MaSa and then we'll get it started. But yeah. Man, oh man, I was sweating. I had to do another cast today with a whole bunch of the Koreans, and whew, man, that was during the height of the afternoon. I felt like I was getting sunburned inside. Oh, let me check actually if it is. Hold up, guys. Let me check if it is on Eastern US. Should be. Let's... Alright, sorry guys, just a little bit of managing of the players right here, trying to get everybody sorted in, remind them all of how this works. So best of 9. Loser picks the map. First map caster pick. MaSa, what's wrong with him? I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't want to join my lobby just yet. Ooh, got it. A couple of times I tried to get MaSa to come cast with me as well, actually. A couple of times. It didn't work out. Didn't work out. He's a guy that likes to be on his own. Alright, there we go. There we go. We have everybody inside right now. Is this still working? I see a little bit of a loading screen here for me on the stream itself, but I hope that everything is still going smoothly. It'd be nice, actually, not to have to watch for myself on the stream in a way. Let me make sure that this is okay. Make sure again that both these players know all the rules. Of course, we've had it before where we had a player just suddenly jumping out of the jumping ship mid-series, thinking like, "Oh yeah, it's the best of 7. It's alright. It's alright. I lost. It's fine. I'm out of here." And then having to make those players come back and be like, "No, no, 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 hold up!" And they're like, "Wait, what?" It's not good. It's not pretty. Alright, checking to see if they are ready now as well. And then we're going to get things started on the roll. And, yeah, hopefully get some amazing TvT here. I think, you know what, with MaSa already, you're bound to have some pretty darn cool series. Because he does tend to play on his own accord. Right, plays at his own style, at its own pace. AqueroN, I've seen AqueroN play a couple of times as well. I believe in the WCS... thingamajigs. I managed to cast him there as a community caster now and then, which a ton of fun. A great player, of course, as well, which is why he is on Team Rotti right now. I'm not sure what his age is, actually. Is that something I can find on Wikipedia? Is his age on Wikipedia? AqueroN. Let me just take a little look-see here. Get you guys up to date as well on all the information. He is 18 years old, so yeah, that's a pretty young player. It's like the old guard versus the new guard, right? MaSa, of course, has been around since the dawn of StarCraft 2, pretty much. Hard not to know about MaSa if you've seen StarCraft 2 in any sense of the way. Yeah, he's 25 years old, MaSa is. He's been on quite a couple of teams. Let me see, actually. I'm quite curious now. Oh, my dear lord. AqueroN has been on a lot more teams, though. He has been playing since 2014. So, I mean, it's basically like a 3 to 4 year difference, perhaps, in skill. So that's not as big, actually. Which sounds weird. That's one of those things you can only really say with StarCraft 2, right? One of those games that have been around for that long. It's like, yeah, 3 years, not that big of a difference, right, anymore. Probably won't have that much influence, but you know what, of course, still, it is pretty cool to see some of the younger players right here versus the old one. Anyway, let me do these introductions. Let's just get that out of the way, shall we? In the top left side, we have ourselves a green Terran player fighting for the brand spanking new team, Team Rotte AqueroN. Red, white, and blue right there being represented, of course. So proud, so proud. An honest-to-God Dutch team. I can't believe it. Who'd have guessed it? Anyway, bottom right side, the blue Terran player right here fighting for Alpha X. He's the Canadian slash, you know, it's South Korean as well. He is MaSa. I think he does have dual citizenship, perhaps. Or maybe that's just his parents having the dual citizenship. That could be the case as well. I didn't really talk to him about it. Really delved into it too much. All I know is that he does have 2 nationalities on Wikipedia, which you know what, might be a little bit weird because he is in my team after all. There's quite a couple of people in my team, to be fair. Anyway, oh wait, did I even mention that AqueroN is from Spain? I don't think I did. Anyway, he's from Spain. Which doesn't represent red, white, and blue. I just got so excited about that whole stuff. Anyway, 2 Reapers here coming out with a Hellion. Both of these players going for a relatively safe opening, right, with the double gas here. Where are the units of MaSa? There they are. They're all just both chilling, waiting on that ramp right here. The caster always gets to pick the first map. Which, in this case, I decided to go Def Aura, because it's a relatively small map. It has some interesting features, right? Such as the speed zones in the middle. It has the Rich Thespian Geysers, 1 base and number 2. So it was kind of, I was kind of interested just to see whether or not one of these players would try to do something funky here. And to do something funky, you know what, game 1, yeah, it's a pretty good map to start it off on. Some people prefer, of course, though, to maybe test the waters a little bit more in game 1, right? Just do a regular game and then try to dedicate the pace that way and then see what else can happen. What's up, Canuck? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good day right there. Hope it's a little bit cooler where you are at instead of where I am at. I think Canada is still pretty nice and smooth there, right? Temperature-wise. Alright, regardless. Are we seeing AqueroN actually skipping the Ravens so far? Yes, we are. He's gonna go for the Liberator first. Might still switch it around here. No, actually. Completely foregoing the Raven here. And that is usually one of those units that a lot of Terrans harp on about it being the most crucial of units in TvT, because it's so versatile, right? You can do, well, you could do harassment with it in a little bit of a similar way as the Liberator. It's a bit less commitments that you need to do, of course, because you don't have to siege up in any sense or unsiege to try and get away. All you got to do is just send in that auto turret and then get things sorted. But you know what? With this little push going on right here, I'm kind of digging the Liberator as well, of course. There it is right now. Getting about the same damage as those 2 Reapers are getting done. But at the same time, of course, this is causing a bit of a... whatchamacallit? Oh. Distraction, so that the green forces of AqueroN here can come in. He only has a single siege tank, 2 already available here for MaSa. Also, of course, that auto turret really helping out And AqueroN, unfortunately, not really having enough stuff here to break the front door. Maybe a bit desynchronized overall, right? Maybe if he got in there a little bit sooner with the Liberator still going on, he may have had a bit of a better shot at breaking the front door. Or even kind of distracting MaSa from the fact that he is losing all those SCVs in the main base, of course. MaSa realizing he does have a little bit of an opportunity here, took out a nice portion of the forces of AqueroN, right? Killed one of the siege tanks, the air army as well, the Liberator there, and is starting to move across the map here. Most importantly, perhaps, is of course those two Ravens. He still has both of those. Now, he is using a little bit of energy here, trying to do some harassment, and you know what? That is quite a bit of harassment. Maybe a little bit too jumpy on the SCVs there, but still managing to do, you know what, negate quite a bit of damage there. Fortunately, the second one does come in as well. Do we have another auto turret? Yes, we do. Another siege tank does bite the dust there. There is another siege tank behind this. Oh my god, he's gonna get stim here. Very well played. That was on the verge of being completed, and does get denied there. Very well done by Mr. MaSa. AqueroN here. Sorry, apparently I did miss this. Matter of fact, I'm assuming he tried to fly through the top here and met those Vikings there. I'll try to pay a bit more attention to those types of things. So yeah, Stimpack will be finishing up here for MaSa, of course, again giving him quite an opportunity here. Any fights that will be taking place in between now and the moment in time where AqueroN will finally get himself the stim are going to be heavily favored for MaSa, especially if Marines are involved, which usually they will be in a TvT. But yeah, so far, I mean, we're still not even seeing the tech lab being recreated here for AqueroN, so I'm kind of wondering what he is planning to do. See, if he is going to go for some sort of an all-in, then why is he still making the command center? And you know what, if he does want to take this to the later parts of the game, okay, no, actually, never mind, I'm an idiot. He's just making more factories. He's going to go into a mech style, which is actually a pretty cool response to this, realizing, you know what, after getting that stim denied, I'm going to be so far behind on the overall, the bio play. So, you know what, that's really cool to see. Very cool things here happening from AqueroN. And, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you love to see in TvT. A little bit of versatility, mixing it up. Now we have the bio siege tank player versus the, well, mostly siege tank player coming up. Although we do see a resurgence of the battle mech. Sometimes in TvT even. Now I think that's more so a Korean thing. Or maybe that's just an innovation thing. But, well, Cure also, of course, tried to do it, incorporate it here and there a little bit. After getting smooshed by it, by innovation a couple of times. I don't think anyone has the free pass to go Battle Mech TvT except for innovation, honestly. Right, great siege up here from MaSa. Will be able to take away one of those siege tanks. Takes quite a bit of damage though on his own. Needs to play it safe. Needs to play it cool. You know what? Okay, well, I mean, getting a reasonable siege position here. The second one, or the third one I should say, a bit overzealous perhaps. Will lose those two siege tanks here. Not gonna return the favor. And at the same time, Medevacs here for MaSa. Oh my dear lord. Auto turrets as well. Things are going downhill very quickly here. For both these players actually. Just feels like they're in a shopping cart going downhill. And they're both in a different shopping cart going downhill. And they're just trying to push one another over. Without actually tipping themselves at the same time, of course. Because as you're trying to tip somebody over, you're just as likely to just screw up your own stabilization in the shopping carts. Which is kind of what we're seeing here from MaSa in a way, right? He's trying to break the front door here of AqueroN, but at the same time, mostly it feels like he's just letting himself get hurt here. Now, he is still doing a little bit of harassment there with those Ravens. So that is, of course, very nice. Does have some potential. But oh my dear lord. Okay, AqueroN jumps in between the retreat path and where he saw the Viking and the and the Ravens. That is a massive deal. Absolute complete domination right there in the air department now for AqueroN will be achieved here, and that is a very big deal, of course. If AqueroN decides if he wants to incorporate a couple of Liberators, he's a lot more. It's going to be a lot easier for him to do now. It's going to be harder for MaSa really to commit to any type of a drop, of course, because oh my dear lord, stuff like this might happen, and oh my god, he's oh no, 2 Manifex filled up to the brim immediately go down there. That is a very fortunate turn for those Vikings, deciding to hang out in that bottom left side of the base here. A little bit of a lucky break perhaps, but you know what, in a way I thought it was a lucky break as well that they didn't target fire one of the Medavacs, so the other one, well, both of them actually half HP. I thought for a moment that might be his ticket to not take any losses there, but another volley hitting the mark, being able to get rid of that immediately. Now, this is still, though, of course, a game that is very playable for MaSa. He is a very talented Terran player that is accustomed to being in freaky situations where things aren't always going his way. Right? He's still quite capable of doing things, making it work into his favor. And that's kind of what he's doing right here, right now. He's applying pressure on this 4th base for AqueroN, finding a really good opportunity to deny mining here. At the same time, of course, at his own base, he's doing really well just continuing to mine, right? He has his 4th base, already a planetary. 5th base on the way as well. Is going to take control of the economic side of things. Will start to take the lead there. And potentially allow him to catch up later on, as long as he doesn't get broken here too quickly or lose a bunch of workers, of course, due to Hellion harassment or something like that. Now, we did see a Liberator on the production tab. Let's see where it is right now, and there it is. Alright, so this should put an end to the siege tank pressure, because, you know what, MaSa just still doesn't have any Vikings, really. He has 2 Vikings right now. Immediate unsiege there from MaSa, but still, you know what, in position to lay siege to the command center if it does decide to put itself onto the ground. And that is what's happening here. I'm loving these Marines as well, providing vision for MaSa. Oh, not hold positioning though. Running into the siege tanks here. At the same time, he did get 2 drops actually into the main base of AqueroN, killing off a couple of those SCVs. And now, you know what, not trading out too favorably against the Hellions though, but still will get out. That took a lot of guts, honestly. Reminding us a little bit there of what happened to those other 2 Medavacs in the same location, and now just coming in again, even with a sensor tower there and a scouting barracks. You know what, balls to the walls. You know, sometimes you gotta take risks. That's MaSa's motto, really, and he's so good at taking those risks. In we come. This is a very big engagement, actually. I'm not sure if I'm liking this that much here for AqueroN, but you know what? After being sieged up here, he's taking a really good fight. And the sieges, though, it's a bit questionable. Oi, oi, oi. Nah, he's fine. He's fine. Alright, so I said I wasn't sure about it. It was because of the siege tanks not being in siege mode just yet, but getting more than enough into siege mode there. So absolutely wonderful fight there for AqueroN. I take it all back. Okay, Mr. Medevac is still in in this base right here. Now, the army supply, looking at that, 140 here. AqueroN in a marvelous state, especially after that bout in the middle of the map. I really expected MaSa to not fully commit to a fight as soon as the siege tanks were sieged up, but we'll have to wait and see if he will manage to. Oi, 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 those siege tank shots absolutely obliterating the bio forces here. And that might be it. That might just be breaking MaSa right here enough. That, well, at least he will lose this base, of course. Can he still recover somehow, some way? I'm not completely convinced, and neither is he. GG is called. Very well played there by AqueroN, and getting the, you know what, the defense that he needed to do. MaSa maybe potentially finding a small chance to victory again with well, denying that 4th base for a while and expanding like crazy himself. Didn't quite work out that way. And yeah, AqueroN, well played, gets himself the first initial victory with the forced upon himself mech play, right? Because, I mean, he didn't want to go mech in the first place, which is kind of funny. That it turned out to be his salvation with the big wall of siege tanks pushing across the map. Alright, so of course, as is tradition, we're gonna go into the European side of things right now, where we will have MaSa be the person who's picking the map. And then we're gonna see what map it is, of course. Yeah. I'm still sweating a little bit. It's really cooling down, but my room is still just boiling hot right now. Anyway, let's see what's the map for MaSa's choice. Let's take a look at what he would like to do. Just gonna get myself some pet myself down. Get everything sorted. Alright, AqueroN will be the map chosen. A cool map. Honestly, I thought I should make it start on that one. But then I was a little bit afraid that we might see just mainly mech on it. Then again, I suppose it does still allow for quite a good amount of bio play. We'll have to wait and see. MaSa, being MaSa, I have complete faith that no matter what he does, it's going to be a great game anyway. And AqueroN, you know what, showing it as well. Honestly, that was some brilliant maneuvers there. Just switching up the tactics just like that, right? Sticking to a plan. Sometimes people you see, I have the same thing, right? You kind of get on a single mind track. You realize this is the way I'm gonna try to win, and then if that path is kind of blocked in a way, you're like, all right, how do I still make this path work? But AqueroN just completely jumping ship, going for something else entirely, and making it work just right there on the spot. Now, it wasn't something completely new, of course, not an entirely new strategy was made up, but it was the complete different solution than he had envisioned to be playing with initially. So, very cool stuff there for AqueroN, and I'm hoping that we're going to see some more of that ingenuity coming through in the rest of this Best of 9 series. Some adjustments here and there. Right, as they try to take the opportunities where they saw them in those previous matches. Now, here we have them again once more. 1 point on the board. He is the green Terran player from Spain. On the brand new team, Team Rotti. He is AqueroN. Bottom left side. On his home turf, he is the Blue Terran from Canada and Korea. He is Alpha Axis MaSa. Another barracks being dropped down. There we go to just a single refinery so far for both of these players. Have to keep our eyes out. Actually, a refinery first there for MaSa, which is probably an indicator that he wants to stick on the one gas for a little bit here. As you can see, 2 to 10, and actually very exactly the same. Did AqueroN also go for the gas first? Interesting. Okay, but he still is adding in the second gas. Sometimes you do see players sticking to the one gas and then getting that command center a little bit quicker. Of course, AqueroN here, it looks like he is going to be playing it a little bit more safely. And that might give a small edge to MaSa here. Especially because, you know what, those earlier units are going to take a long time to be walking across the map here, right? So any type of aggression is going to arrive there a lot later than it might on any other map. And that's going to provide MaSa with just a couple, well, a couple more seconds that are very valuable when you are trying to defend against early pressure type of stuff. Alright. AqueroN, what is your plan right here? Getting the reactor so far. Looks like the reactor's out Hellions, I would assume. Well, maybe he is going to go double Reapers here. Alright, yeah, he's going to go double Reapers. We already have the single Reaper, of course, for MaSa here. Just kind of checking out if there's anything proxied nearby. Very important thing to do, of course. Don't want to get blindsided immediately here. Starport as well for AqueroN, so he is really committing to this 1-1-1 right now. Getting himself Hellions, Reapers, and... well, let's see if he goes for the Liberator again. Could also, of course, be... well, I'm not sure if we are going to see Medeffects here. Perhaps if he wants to get into the main base, but this early on, do you really need a Medevac to get into the main base? I suppose if there's a bunker here, yeah, it could help, it could help. Okay, well, yeah, there is the Medevac. So that will be his plan right here. An interesting one. Of course, the Reapers could just jump up into the main base themselves, but those Hellions, they need a little bit of help, and this could snowball very quickly, guys. Remember that. I mean, not... Biker, what's up? It's not that uncommon that we see Hellions just being picked up, put into a main base, and then just absolutely exploding everything that is trying to just casually mine some minerals, right? Just mining their own business. Trying to do their regular day job. So that at night they can go back home and, I don't know, cast some StarCraft or something. Something like that. Anyway, he is checking the front doors, sees that there is that bunker there, and will decide to immediately hop on in there into that Medevac. But as I said, you know what, it takes quite a while to get across the map here. And as we can see, already a Cyclone available and a real good amount of Marines here. The Medevac gets shot down immediately. And you know what, AqueroN not really finding the value that he probably was hoping for. Killing of the Cyclone, yes, but losing a Medevac, 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers there is not the greatest, of course. And now that bunker is filled up with no way around it. MaSa's just going to be ahead here. Look at that. It's like 6 worker difference. Cloak is on the way, Banshees as well. So that might help him out a little bit here. But again, I mean, MaSa plays it safe. And he's on the Raven tack. He is going to get himself a... okay, not another Cyclone. We'll stick to the siege tanks here. Now, the Cyclone would have probably helped nicely against those benches. So it's very smart of AqueroN to actually target down the Cyclone that much, right? You really saw him... not desperately, I don't want to say desperately, but he was really committed to try and get that Cyclone. That was his main priority there. And now we can kind of see why. It's because he was already planning ahead and trying to get himself that Banshee tech secured and give himself a little bit of an easier time trying to pick off units this way. And that is definitely going to be achieved, although, you know what, time is ticking. We do have 2 Vikings on the way. The 2 Vikings together with the Ravens, that is, you know what, that's a death sentence for a Banshee that comes in from the wrong side specifically. Are we having a second Banshee anywhere? Okay, yeah, there is a second Banshee as well. So he's going to wait, it looks like, for both these Banshees to be on either side. And then hit both sides at the same time. Maybe even try and distract MaSa at the front door at the same time as well. With those Hellions and the Reapers. But yeah, of course, as I said before, time is ticking. There are these 2 Vikings and the 2 Ravens just chilling right now. This top side Banshee might still be able to get some work done. For sure. There is a scan almost available over here. There's a scan available here. There's 3 command centers. That is rough. So most likely there will be some scan energy available here for MaSa as soon as that Banshee does commit, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe some Banshee magic will be taking place. It is taking a little bit here before he really commits to this offensive. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he is just waiting for MaSa to move out. That could be the case as well, actually, of course. just waiting for MaSa to move his forces away, and then he could come in from both sides. And that is, you know what, the patient play, but a very wise play indeed. Trying to maximize damage this way, and I'm very thoroughly impressed once again by AqueroN's decision making here. Very cool to see. Alright, this third base for MaSa is going to be claimed pretty soon. Come on, plop it down. Plop it down. No, you want to. Lay that brick. It's not happening. It's not quite happening just yet. There we go. There we go. Just busy doing some other things. AqueroN not messing about. He's just like, alright, get it done. Get her done. Yes, so once again we are seeing the mech play here for AqueroN, as opposed to the still infantry play for MaSa. And this is kind of always what I love to see, right? The bio versus the mech play. Oh my dear lord, that's so many Vikings! Oh man, a little bit of deja vu this time though. It is a Banshee and it's not a cluster of blue medevacs from MaSa. Some Marines coming in, stimming in, trying to get rid of this Banshee, scanning ahead as well already. Losing 3 works there is manageable. Did put him behind a little bit though still. So you know what, definitely those it's a nice little engagement there. Unfortunately he did lose the other Banshee immediately. Otherwise this of course could have worked out even greater into his favor. But it does appear like it was enough for AqueroN here to secure the economic lead. He has more workers right now by a good margin, 4 of them. Reasonable, right? Not game winning necessarily, but you know, it is nice. It is definitely nice. We do have a bit more army supply here for MaSa, but that should be negated by the fact that we have the heavy mech defensive setup here for AqueroN, right? So definitely should be more than capable of handling this situation coming down the woodworks. And another thing of note is of course AqueroN's 4th base much earlier than the one for MaSa. Well, notably, noteworthy earlier than the one of MaSa here. Let's take a look at the Viking counts. 14 versus 8. Another big boon there for AqueroN for sure. Very nice position for him to be in. He is losing a couple of SCVs here. Sorry guys, there's a drop in the main base it looks like. Getting a little bit of kill damage here. Oh boy, be careful. Okay, these Vikings are being supported this time by the Marines. Of course, that was another big thing that we saw the previous game. The Vikings of AqueroN just suddenly coming in behind of those the Vikings and the Ravens of MaSa. MaSa pushes through the middle here, gets rid of the 2 initial siege tanks, and does manage to get a reasonable sieged up position here once again. Trying to apply the pressure, really kind of getting a sense that MaSa is the player that loves to be the aggressor here between these two. Not fully surprising, of course, it being MaSa and all, but you never know how much aggression you're going to be seeing from some other players, of course, either. But AqueroN, yeah, definitely taking the role of the defensing Terran player here. Couple of Marauders targeting down those Hellions, doing some pretty good job. Doing a pretty good job here. Doing a couple of SCVs as well. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Okay, well played there by AqueroN. Found a nice moment where MaSa wasn't paying attention to those siege tanks on the top left of his 3rd base, and managed to get rid of those. MaSa is expanding like crazy now, though. Look at that. Taking 2 more bases in total and having another base in production as well. So a potential of 3 extra bases being created here. All while AqueroN is kind of just still sitting on those 4 bases. The mobile setup of MaSa is trying to just contain and make it incredibly difficult for AqueroN to kind of solidify more ground here and make it secure for him to try and get some more places where he will be able to mine from. But of course, the mech army can run very thin very quickly. I mean, siege tanks are nice, but you can't have them everywhere. You can't have a game-winning amount of them everywhere. And those bioforces, you know what? MaSa very, very well at just kind of finding opportunities like these to just barely be out of range of those siege tanks and still be able to do damage here. Just be annoying as all can be. Losing 12 works here, a lot in the main base now, going down. Marines here at this new base here, the 4th base also finding quite a lot of damage as MaSa at the same time also attacking at the potential 5th base, I suppose. The potential future 5th base for AqueroN. Oh boy, this is gonna go in here. 4 massive interference matrices. Only a single siege tank now in siege mode. The bio-infantry units of MaSa stimming in, and this could very well be it, guys. That was a wonderful engagement right there. The Vikings not spotting those Ravens in time. Otherwise, this would not have gone this way. And as we said before, AqueroN seems to be a little bit spread thin. Couldn't have his siege tanks at all the locations. And didn't see the attack of MaSa coming in time. And MaSa takes the opportunity. Takes the victory there. Very well played once again there by both those players. This seems to be like it's going to be a close one. I have to say. MaSa and AqueroN doing some wonderful things there overall. But yeah, MaSa, I love this bio play, right? Just overall his positioning, staying barely outside of the range, making it so difficult for AqueroN to get anywhere, making him feel like he had to siege up in all those locations, just to kind of suddenly come in with a massive wrecking ball through one of the sides, as AqueroN is just everywhere. Even getting all those interference matrices, that is lovely to see. Very well played. Very, very well played. The next one will be Pillars of Gold. Which, you know what? Also one of the maps I thought about hosting first. This is pretty cool, actually. That we are having these newer maps seemingly very popular, right? We still have some of the older maps. I mean, we still have Everdream, we still have Eternal Empire, and very often Golden Wall, I suppose, as well. Very often you would see players in the newer patches, right, with the new ladder pools, still kind of favoring the old maps, right? It just feels more accustomed, feels more familiar, and you know, I can get behind that. But it is really cool to see that these new maps appear to be very popular and being picked a lot more. Maybe the players are more so a little bit down with the just freshening up the scene a little bit, right? Get some variety in their maps where they can the battlegrounds where they can stampede over the skulls of their enemies. It's so nice. It's nice. All right. Bones for the Bone Throne. Wait, is it Skulls for the Skull Throne? I don't know. Warhammer stuff, dude. Anyway, bottom left side, we have ourselves a green Terran player from Spain. On the brand spanking new Team Rotti, he is AqueroN. AqueroN. Haha. Alright, in the top right side we have ourselves a blue Terran player right here representing Canada and Korea. Playing for Team Alpha X, he is MaSa. Alright, so both these players this time around going for the later refinery here. Yep. And, oh, what? How do they know? Are they talking to one another? They're like, all right, this time we're gonna go both 2 racks. And just make casting a pickle here for Kozan. Just giggling like little schoolgirls. Of course. All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see if this which one of these players is going to be, you know what, the micro king of the Reapers here. Might come back to the the 3 to 4 years more practice, of course. Although MaSa isn't one of the players that practices a lot, right? He's one of those weird players that somehow, some way, just kind of comes back into the game and then suddenly starts beating everyone again, right? Or takes games off everyone. Not necessarily beating everyone, especially the top-notch Koreans. Probably doesn't take all them games, but you know what? Against pretty much most of the foreigners, he'll be able to take a couple of games. He is a absolute beast and truly makes people fight for it. What was I going? Where was I going with this? I'm not completely sure. Anyway. Right, he's not practicing that much. That's basically what it comes down to. Makes you wonder, though, if MaSa puts in as much practice as some of these other players, right? Then where in the world would he be right now? Maybe he would have been the real Maru. He already is the real Maru, to be fair. It's his real name. But then, you know, Maru would have felt a little bit more awkward calling himself Maru. You see Sushi is here now as well. Same goes for the Korean MVP. So unfortunately we're not getting to see a whole lot of Reaper versus Reaper action here. It's a bit disappointing, not gonna lie. Really was hoping for some massive Reaper micro, but neither of these players really wanting to commit up our ramp, which kind of makes sense, right? Because that means your opponent probably gonna get the first 2 initial shots or something around that ballpark. And that's a death sentence. That is an absolute death sentence. It becomes very difficult to win those types of engagements. Unless if your opponent doesn't, like, I suppose, control at all, or target fire, anything like that. And you do, maybe you're gonna be able to take it, but I doubt it, right? These players are pretty darn good. Maybe if they know stutter step micro well enough. It's kind of right click everywhere. Just reminiscing my own games here. Alright, now what's the plan here for both these players? It looks like we're finally seeing AqueroN going for the bio as well. Hopefully it's going to be working out this time. I don't think there's going to be any type of a push, right, that will cancel the stim this time either, as we saw in game number 1, because, well, mostly we had the double barracks opening for MaSa there, so that timing really not working out as properly. Although, you know what, those Reapers still coming in right now. I swear, if these Reapers somehow, some way get the stim upgrade, I'm gonna quit casting. Alright, thank you. Thank you. Don't go in again, alright? Alright, nice placement there of those Marines. Maybe it could have been a little bit further backwards, so the Reapers do jump up and then they're stuck here for a little bit, so you get a couple more shots, but no, definitely worth it already on its own. Stopping those Reapers from coming in, I suppose, also stops them from getting the scout off, get that information, make them waste a scan, right? Some energy right there. Sees that there's nothing there anymore though on the ramp area, so now will commit again with those Reapers, but there is a siege tank now. Stay on top of the siege tank. Needs to be careful, get that Marine first and foremost. There we go, this is some nice stuff. That's a free siege tank right there, baby. AqueroN holds back at home as well. Those 3 Reapers right now gonna be doing one hell of a boatload of damage, it looks like. Oh no, they get surrounded! Oh, AqueroN, they all got surrounded. That could have been so much worse there for MaSa already, of course. Not really good losing those units right there. As well as getting his drop this hard pushed back. It's a nasty situation there, of course, still, but that could have been so much worse. That truly could have almost already be a GG now. Feels like it is definitely still a pretty equal game. Fairly equal game, I'd say. There's some slight advantage here for AqueroN, I suppose, still. with the upgrades already being on the +1 attack. He doesn't have the combat shield just yet, but of course he can make that as he is still making the other upgrades as well. But we are seeing MaSa getting the 2 engineering based at the same time, so should be able to get that back pretty soon here. Oh my dear lord, this is just not dying, is it? At the same time though, another attack as well coming in from MaSa. They're both just going for a weird base trade with the 2 medevacts here. Another siege tank falls here for MaSa. All the SCVs are dying everywhere. What in the world is happening here? Okay, it looks like MaSa needs to pick up though, and that is potentially gonna be it. Look at those medevacts going down. GG is called. AqueroN just having a couple more units to make this work. And a little bit further right on top of the production, right? MaSa not as much on top of the production. And yeah, it looked like AqueroN managed to secure enough units again to kind of stabilize there because of that. So very well played there by AqueroN, finding the damage that he needed to. You know, it makes sense that MaSa did go for this natural base, because he already tried the main base twice, where there was just a big cluster of marines ready to ruin his day. So makes sense that he wouldn't go there. Anyway, that puts us on a 2-1 score here for AqueroN. This is not how I thought it was gonna go. This is not how I thought it was gonna go. AqueroN definitely showing some wonderful stuff right now. We'll have to wait and see if he manages to perform this throughout the entire best of 9. Effort Dream is the next map chosen here. So Submarine. Submarine probably seems to be the least liked new map, right? Submarine, or maybe one of the other new ones that I've forgotten because it's even less liked. Let me think it through. Isonchrome, Pillars, Submarine, Death Aura. No, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. Submarine. Submarine. I mean, I don't seem to mind Submarine too much. It looks like a pretty cool map to me. Just getting rid of some sweats. Whew. There we go. Alright. I need to click go. Sorry guys, I was just reading something. Alright. AqueroN and MaSa. Here we go. Oh. No match history. There we go. Whew. Just in time. Just in time. They would have murdered me. Man, if anyone can see their match history, oh my dear lord, that's bothersome. Guys, by the way, before I forget, there is the Matcherino page. Go check it out. The Matcherino page is available right there above the chat. If you click on the link, well, I guess you have to copy-paste it. But you can get yourself there, and then use the code as well, APS183. It's already the 183rd series that we are doing like this, so you know what, I think that deserves a couple of clicks. I think that deserves a lovely copy pasta, and then just another copy pasta to get that code in the contribution screen. And then after the of course, when you click into on the contribute button, you'll be able to get there, fill in the code, and add 50 cents for absolute free to the prize pool. Alright. A little bit of a mix-up once again, both these players going for the gas first. Looks like both players wanting to play it greedy this time. AqueroN scouting as well. Another little bit of a sign that he might want to go for the quick command center here. That is what it looks like to me for both these players right now, that they will be going for a quick command center. I could be wrong, but you know what? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty well spot on the money here. There he is, coming in with his green skin and his little pokey arms. Disgusting. Disgusting, these Team Roti SCVs. I'm kidding, guys. They are amazing. They are amazing. It's so cool to see, like, Wardy and Roti now both making teams. That is just, you know what? Props to them. Props to them. They are not just all talk. They are, you know what, big boons to the community overall. And once again, they prove it by doing something like this, right? Getting new players, a little bit of the lesser known ones as well, right? It's not like they will just like, you know what, let me just get the best player here and then start steamrolling perhaps that way. Oh, they are providing new players a place where they will be able to pick up, you know what, and provide them with opportunities. Provide them with some chances and allow them to you know what, commit a little bit more to a potential career in the StarCraft 2 scene. To be fair, both of them, of course, also benefit have from that. Because, you know, they are both casters, great casters at that, but they do benefit, I suppose, as well. But then again, sometimes you do see people that are just like, you know what, I don't have to do anything for this. I'm making my money with this, that's okay. And I'll let the other people do the stuff. I'm happy to let it fall apart if, but yeah, not these two. Not these two. Which is very, very cool to see. Inspiring, even. Alright, now AqueroN here is doing something interesting, right? We're seeing pretty standard stuff from MaSa. I suppose we're going to be having some Ravens here again with the Cyclone. But what we are seeing here from AqueroN, though, is going to be a Hellbat Marauder timing push with the Concussive Shell, I would assume. Sensing these four Hellions first and foremost. Let's see if he will be able to get some stuff done here. Probably doesn't want to get into the range of the Cyclone up right now. Okay. Good micro there. Pulls away with well, with the Hellion, at least that was targeted. Another one did join him. Just, you know what, they are they're like ladies. They don't go alone to the bathroom. They need some moral support. We don't have a armory, which I thought was going to be a part of this. And also, he did. Okay, he does have a concussive shell. Okay, here it is. There's the two Marauders in that medevac right now. In come the Hellions as well. There's already a siege tank up and running though. So this is looking dangerous. And AqueroN realizes it's going to go for a different strategy here altogether. Goes just for a run-by. Well, let's say a run-by. A fly-in with the Hellions there. So, you know what? A brave decision to make. Again, once more, we're seeing a lot of the thinking power for AqueroN, which really seems to be one of his strong suits overall. A very smart player here. He is losing SCVs, though, because of the Liberator here. Alright. Alright, MaSa, calm down. I wasn't ready for that. I was still complimenting AqueroN right there, and then you're gonna have to go and do something like that. Anyway, 5 workers do go down there. Does get saved though, of course, with the Raven here for AqueroN. Oh, more harassment potentially. Careful, careful. Man, he just barely scraping the surface here. Oh, yeah. That's gone. Getting a little bit cookie there. MaSa deciding, you know what? I could go over here. I could get a little bit of scouting going. Not today at all. The Liberator, ooh, just barely survives there. Pretty much one shot away from dying to the auto turret here. And that's some lovely stuff right now for MaSa, or well, I mean AqueroN. Sorry, wait. Well, no, actually MaSa, I'd say still, except for losing that Raven. If he hadn't lost that Raven, this would have been a wonderful position. But I guess he still has a single Raven left, right? I guess so. He's going to be flying that command center over a little bit sooner as well. It's all to play for. It is all to play for. Let's just refrain from trying to give anyone the advantage here, because you know what? In TvT, I always feel like it can go downhill so quickly, and suddenly everything turns upside down because you just kind of overextend into a couple of siege tanks, right? It's because the defender's advantage for Terran is so incredibly massive. And they are just difficult to finish off, right? Not just for the other races. They're also difficult to finish off for other Terrans. It's because they have so many defensive tools. They have the Sense Towers, they have siege tanks. So many things that as long as it's pre-set up, right? Even bio units, as long as they're spread out, nice, evenly moved into good positions, then you can get a lot of work done with them. And as long as you avoid the AoE damage. And you have that opportunity if you're in a defensive setup, right? So it's a lot easier to get that sort of stuff going. This is the same Liberator as before, by the way, guys. This is the Liberator that got 5 kills and managed to move away with 12 HP. It's now back with a full 180 HP again. Coming in hot, trying to get some more worker kills. Look at that. Denying the 2 barracks here. Alright, at the same time, this fight over on this side. Looks like the air battle definitely going into the favor for AqueroN, but at the same time, some Hellions approaching the western flank. Killing off a bunch of SCVs right there. Now, again, this Liberator somehow magically managed to get himself to safety again. MaSa once more losing Vikings there, perhaps a little bit unnecessarily. Perhaps he just wanted to keep tabs on his opponent here. Needs to do a scan right the hell now. Oi, oi, oi. 2 shots right there. Missing the mark. Shooting the auto turret as well instead of the other siege tanks. And that is painful. We'll lose those 2 siege tanks there. I suppose he did kill one of them himself as well. But almost having lost a third one. Right now, 1 auto turret. We'll be able to get that very easily, as we can see. Almost losing another one there, actually. Loses a medevac, though. And, okay, well, he's going for it. Auto turrets, all of them, gonna be thrown down to the ground. The Vikings are not gonna stick around here. And may have been an alright choice to have those land, but decides not to. Moves backwards to safety. He dealt a good amount of damage overall, and now he's gonna come back home to just kind of reassess the situation, try to find another opportunity. I said he dealt a pretty good amount of damage, but still though, MaSa had in the worker count. He did kill off more workers in total, which does kind of reflect here. So the overall resources lost, I mean, yes, it's in favor of AqueroN, but I mean, if MaSa continuously is mining more, what does that really matter, right? He's still ahead on workers, the army supply not too far apart, more than enough to make up for in that defender's advantage. And we're seeing AqueroN taking a 4th base. That is a big deal, in fact. MaSa only now having that 4th base in the production. As far as I'm aware, let me double check that actually. Yeah, only 3 orbitals available right now for MaSa here. Gets the sensor tower. That's a big deal for him. He likes to be active and on the map. So his opponent being unaware of what his movements are in fact a very big benefit to him. This is a good amount of bioforces though for AqueroN. We do have the +1/+1 available already though for MaSa, and the anti-armor missile. That could be quite devastating if AqueroN fights here right now. Careful, don't go into the siege tanks. Oh, they go on siege! It went and unsieged right there. They could have gotten massive shots on those Marines, but now all of them still alive. A little bit of a kerfuffle there as well on the right side, it looks like. Alright, siege tanks finding a new opportunity here. The siege tanks on this 3rd base need to move backwards towards this other location. +2/+2 already available here for MaSa. Before he had the +1/+1. Does have the +1/+1 right now, but look at that. Even 3-3 right now already on that production. MaSa's going to have that one even sooner than the +2/+2 for AqueroN. And it looks like, oh no, he doesn't even have the armory yet. So that is going to be crucial here. It's going to be an insane amount of upgrade difference here. Look at that. Also, of course, having the +1 siege tank weapons. That's actually so much larger of a difference than I initially thought it would be. I mean, perhaps if AqueroN was going for mech, it wouldn't have mattered as much. But right now, with them both going for the marine ball with the siege tanks, this is crucial. This could potentially be game ending here. A nice catch though on those medevacts, not allowing all the marines to be dropped, but now we can clearly see the advantage of having these upgrades right here. Look at how efficient these marines are. And even with this amount of marines, right? I guess you can push in with this amount of marines though, AqueroN. I think you're overdoing it a little bit right now. There we go. We'll be able to do this. Oh, hold up. Hold the phone. Comes in here with a massive amount of marines as well. A big counter-attack. AqueroN definitely getting himself a lot of good fortune here. Needs to be careful though, of course. The reinforcements for MaSa coming in from below. And gets out of there. Gonna be able to heal up again. In a lovely position here. And, yeah. He didn't lose his 4th base. MaSa definitely losing his 4th base there. It's no longer there. Has to fly over his main base. There's not that much remaining there, so it doesn't matter too much. But still, of course, though, I mean, that's going to mean that AqueroN actually is going to be having a significant economic advantage here. Oh boy, we're having a base trade. We're having a base trade. They both were completely unaware of what was happening there in the middle of the map. Both just taking different attack paths. We'll be able to clean up these 2 engineering base though. Cancel the +2/+2 as +3/+3 is about to finish up here for MaSa. I think they will finish up before AqueroN really will be right on top of this. Now, MaSa is a little bit sooner on top of the production, but with the Liberators here actually, I think AqueroN will be able to do the same thing very, very quickly. Ooh, man, this is a tough situation to read. Army supply is still in favor for AqueroN. But, okay, he still has Vikings as well. I don't think... Yeah, MaSa has 0 Vikings. So if AqueroN manages to clean up the starports and clean up the overall command centers here, maybe some SCVs as well, you should be able to win this race here. He could have just sent his building to the bottom left side. Of course, he doesn't know that there's no Vikings available or any type of availability for them anytime soon. There is a planetary fortress here, just kind of chilling still, mining, doing a good job. There is a orbital over here hiding as well. AqueroN's buildings though do seem to be falling a lot quicker, but he is building another command center here on the other side of the base with the rest of his force. And he's losing his SCVs though rapidly here on this side. This is one hell of a weird game right now. Still has that command center right there. +3/+3 is available for MaSa. So this overall difference in army supply, is the army upgrades value enough to close the gap here? Let's take a look. The fight is... Oh, don't commence here. Yeah, okay. The siege tank's just a little bit too quick on the siege there for AqueroN, for MaSa to really take opportunity there. Of course, yes, he has great upgrades, but those siege tanks, they will still absolutely obliterate your marines if you're not careful. More barracks are being made here in the top left side of the map. Needs to be... Oh, don't lose those siege tanks. They are very, very valuable right now. And MaSa's going to try to just squeeze out as many marines as possible right here. Wouldn't mind seeing him make even more barracks right now. Of course, needs to rebuild all those supply depots as well. An absolute pain. Trying to keep AqueroN away from his mining base. As AqueroN is, okay, well, sees the command center here. He has his own command center in the top right. Let's take a look. MaSa, it's going to be a long time before he will be able to get on top of that other command center, of course. His siege tank's getting extremely low right now. MaSa needs to be careful. This is a really weird fight here. trying, you know what, AqueroN getting a lot of value from that Liberator, but the longer he waits, of course, the more Marines will be available for MaSa here. Even repairing the siege tanks there, that is absolutely massive. A very cool thing to see. A tiny thing, but incredibly important in these types of situations. MaSa setting up a flank though. Look at this, getting a good shot on those siege tanks as well. Is he gonna go for it here? Actually, no, he's just gonna go for the command centers. AqueroN completely blindsided here. Losing one of his command centers. Big deal. Now the other one is back to safety here, and because MaSa does not have any Vikings, this is of course still all to play for AqueroN, who does still have a pretty nice army, but time is ticking on and on and on. Look at that Marine count just going up and up and up. 50 right now available. MaSa actually ahead at this moment in time in the overall army supply. He's buying as much time as he can. The longer, the better. Alright, in he comes. He's decided that this is the moment to try and push. He did not push with his siege tanks, though. There might be a big deal here. Does manage to get a pretty nice connection on the... Oh my god, drop those units. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Come on. Alright, yeah. Might be able to get the Vikings here as well. Okay, so now neither of these players have Vikings. The potential I was kind of hoping for. Maybe have both of these players with a command center somewhere in the top in a corner of the map here. Unreachable for the other player. It's also, of course, now a lot easier for AqueroN to get his siege tanks dropped, of course. And it's alright, he taps out. He taps out. He had his command center there under siege by those Marines. Alright. Alright, that was a cool game. That was a really cool game. Man, base rates, am I right? Playing them is an absolute pain, but you know what, seeing them in the just overall the perspective as a commentator, that's just what you live for, isn't it? Amazing, amazing stuff. Alright, that means we're tied up again, 2-2 right now. It's kind of weird that these players are winning on their opponent's server, right? So where they're supposedly to be at a disadvantage due to the lag. They're like, alright, I'll win here, you win on my server, right? They're just very hospitable. Hospitable? Hospitable. They're friendly to one another, right? They're nice to people that come into their home. Oh, submarine will be chosen here. This is game number 5, right? I think so. Yeah, we still have Eternal Empire and Golden Wall after this, which will be map 6 and map 7. So yeah. Alright, there we go. Let's get the Spanishman and the Canadian in here. And let's get this ball rolling. Dude, this is a crazy series, honestly. I'm quite happy I get to cast this one. Alright, go from MaSa. Let's wait till AqueroN also gives the ready sign. There he is. Alright. Exactly on point. Will be coming in right now. By the way, I haven't really asked about it too much, or at least, maybe I've asked about it a little bit, but I've not really gotten too much of a response. Is it noticeable that I have a different lighting setup now? Is it better? Is it worse? Do you see too much of me right now? Do we need to dark it down a little bit again? Bum 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 in the top left. He's a green Darren from Spain. Team Roti AqueroN. Right, I was offbeat, but let's try it again. Wait, hold on. The top bottom right, it's the blue Darren, and he is from Canada. He is MaSa. Something like that. Something like that. Somewhere in that ballpark, alright? Don't bother me. Of these players looking for the gas first again, it would appear. MaSa still getting himself the second gas, and so does AqueroN. Suspicious. Very suspicious. MaSa not even going for the block on his ramp here. He puts his barracks very purposefully over here. Now, what is the use of putting his barracks over here instead of over here? Is it just to stop him getting his add-on sniped? Would that be the reason? Maybe siege tanks over here or something still have a shot on these on the add-ons over there? That's the one reason I can really come up with. I feel like that's a pretty good reason, right? It feels like it's going to be even more important than on this side, right? Because the add-ons are going to be over here, which makes it even more vulnerable to being sniped away. I think that might be a good reason too. Well, if anybody else knows, then please do let me know if I'm completely off the ball mark here. That's just kind of what popped into my head. It's been a while since I played Terran. I used to play Terran. My StarCraft 2 story is a funny story, right? I started playing Protoss, then I started playing Zerg, and then I started playing Terran. And then I started playing Zerg again. Just waiting to go back to Protoss at some point as well. But so far, no success just yet. But you know what? I started playing Protoss back in my day when StarCraft 2 was just released. I used to play Protoss. And people would hate me because all I would do was Dark Templar Rush. And when that stopped working, I would start doing the War Prism Dark Templar Rush. And then, if that stopped working, I would make Stalkers with Blink to try and snipe the detection. And then go Dark Templar. It's all I knew how to do. It's all I knew. You know what? Actually, that still sounds kind of like fun to do. This could very well end very quickly here, guys. That's quite a bit of stuff coming in here for AqueroN. And of course, we don't have a ramp here for, well, no wall on the ramp. Okay, but the siege tank is here, so you know what? Only getting 3 workers. That could have been a lot worse. Still, though, 3 workers in the pre-4 minute session of a game. It's nothing to scoff at. It's something that my DTs would be proud to be achieving back in the day. That's something that, you know what, I would be like, yeah, right, I did my stuff here. I didn't lose anything myself. Killed a Reaper of yours. It's good. It is good. Let's move backwards and try again some other day. Some other day has arrived, though, it looks like. It's going to come in here. The siege tank, of course, will thwart this attack very quickly. Will two-shot anything here. And they realize they have to go away. AqueroN again going for the Ravens here. MaSa this time around going for the Liberator. It's a bit of a role reversal. We saw the Liberator start off play from AqueroN at the start, of course. But slowly but surely, AqueroN has been starting to make more of the Ravens, and MaSa has kind of been letting them go a little bit here. Now again, he will be, though. This has been a steady, easily predictable maneuver in a way. Well, not this maneuver in particular, of course, but just kind of the fact that MaSa will be the person who's initially coming across the map with quite a big push. That was a lovely nade, actually, but is it enough? I think just barely, actually. Oh, gets the siege tank there. That is very nice. Okay, but this add-on, though, still in a bit of trouble. I'm not sure if you're going to get an SCV there in time, unfortunately, so it will fall. That's a big one, a reactor. Losing that one gonna slow down your overall production. Also, getting himself ahead on the units lost count. But still, though, of course, 43 versus 35 workers. A lovely position there to be in for AqueroN. You know what? Yeah, wouldn't be too upset if I was him. Wouldn't be too upset. Losing that reactor is a bit rough overall. But I think he might just fly it over here to his barracks. That's building a new one pretty soon as soon as it's available. Oh, he is still making more barracks, though. He hasn't started stim or anything, but looks like he will still continue onwards with the Marine siege tank play. I thought for a moment there that we're just gonna see more mech coming out of AqueroN, but you know what? I'm a bio fan. I like this. I think this is great. Oh my god, he's gonna abuse this bottom side now as well, right? It does seem like Submarine just has a lot of these abusable positions that if you want to play a straight up macro game are a little bit how would you call it? Tempting to just be like, you know what? I could play straight up, but I could also just put all my units right here and maybe just win the game. If he's not paying attention. If I get there quick enough. I think that's how they started World War I as well, right? Get there the quickest with the mostest. I don't know exactly who was the guy who coined that phrase. I think it was some sort of an American cavalier commander. Cavalry commander. Cavalry, I'm sorry, I had a friend named Cavalry. Wow, that's actually so many SCVs dying here. 17 of them. That is the entire economic advantage that AqueroN had accumulated right now out of the window. He still has complete air dominance though. That is a big deal. 7. Well, actually only 7 Vikings versus 6, which will soon be 7 as well. So that's actually not completely true. Although he does have the Raven here as well, which should help out quite a bit. AqueroN. This is an interesting siege up. He's just going to siege up on the barracks right here, trying to... No, okay, we'll go for the SCVs. Pulls away the Vikings that way. It might give him an opportunity to... you know what? The Vikings pretty much are the scouting force, right? The Air Force are the scouting force, but AqueroN as well. Moving forwards, okay. Kind of scared there for a moment, being like, oh my god, we're close to one another. Okay, looks like MaSa wins the ground battle. AqueroN wins the air battle. Once again, a common theme of today's matches. And if we were to continue the themes of today's matches, I would assume that AqueroN is going to win this one. Just off a hunch. Just off a hunch. 26 SCVs though on this one base. That is not a way to efficiently mine. MaSa has had that third base up and rolling now for a moment. And as you can see, that economic advantage that AqueroN had just obliterated. Gone. Not there anymore. Bye-bye. That was fun knowing you. One thing worth noting is though that the upgrade advantage this time will be going into the favor of AqueroN here. And MaSa needs to start being a little bit more careful, I'd say. Because he is kind of losing these units rapidly. So he can't afford to just keep bleeding in units into the defensive of AqueroN. He needs to actually take good trades. Now, of course, he did have one of them where he killed off all those SCVs, but after that, kind of has been going downhill here, where he's not really been able to get the massive engagements that I assume that he would like to get in these types of situations that he's trying to get himself in. Did manage to equal out the upgrade timing though, so that is nice. It's always good to see that medevac over here. It looks like it got absolutely obliterated. The Vikings catching those completely blindsided. But you know what? There is a doom drop coming in here. That's one single missile turret. The Vikings trying their best to get back home again. Target down the wrong medevac. That was already empty. Is quite a big force right now available here. 3 siege tanks unsieging. Nothing else though for MaSa to push from anywhere else. Combat shield denied. That is a big deal as well though. Alright, needs to lure these marines into these tiny choke points. Get the siege tanks to their full maximum degree of worth. And 12 more workers, 12 more SCVs fall down. Will not be returning to their wives tonight. Which is always, of course, devastating to think about. Their children, orphans right now. If their mother was flying a medevac. And that got really dark. I'm not sure if I want them to keep fighting now. Ah, screw it. Of course we do. Who cares? Who cares? It's just some children, right? Just some children. What are they gonna do? Cry? Please. Let them play StarCraft. That will cheer them up. Alright, so, AqueroN. He's still on the 3 base, but so is MaSa. I was kind of assuming MaSa would be... Oh my god, this got completely scouted. The Marines coming in hot right now. The siege tank already shooting the siege tank from MaSa here. Will be able to take that down. The Marines, not in the greatest position, need to take out the siege tanks here, but they will not get the opportunity to. And that means, you know what, AqueroN suddenly with a massive increased army supply will be able to take out the siege tank over here as well. Might be able to pick off the medevac too. Oh, the boost is about to run out. That is going to go down indeed. Nope. Okay, AqueroN decides against it. It has grown a heart 10 times the size, and the sides, you know what? After that beautiful riveting story that Kozan just told me, I might as well just kind of back off and try to make less children orphans right now. But then again, he's like, nah, never mind. Let's just do it anyway. That's a massive army right now for AqueroN, marching down the woodworks. Coming in hot. 104 army supply versus 67. The siege tanks, they are in incredible defensive capability, but I mean, there's 5 siege tanks here for AqueroN. It's going to be incredibly difficult to finish that off, especially if your Marines are not there to kind of tank the damage. SCV is being pulled right now, and I think that's going to be a GG. No? I think that's going to be a GG. No? Okay, not yet. It's gonna lose that 3rd base. And I think that's gonna be a GG. Oh, but mate, he does get this army now. Hold on, guys. He does have a base over here as well. He's coming in with a single Marine drop. Huh. You know what? I'm not sure if that is a GG. He lost 33 workers, but he still had with 10. His army supply is getting back up there again. The siege tank fight here is not going in his favor, but it's close enough that it is still winnable later on. These SCVs, they are not getting spotted by those siege tanks, so that's a big deal. One single Marine right here, cleaning up house. How in the world, this one hero Marine with the one medevac killing off so many SCVs. Look at that, 12 of them so far. Going back into the main base. He's like, oh, well, time to get out of there again. Oh, come on, Marine. Come on, you can do it. Oh, the medevac stopped healing him. That is unfortunate. Alright, well. I thought I was gonna be GG. It really isn't. It really isn't. I was completely wrong. I take it back. I think this might be GG though. If this push manages to get right on top of this army, or if this army gets right underneath those medevacs, I think AqueroN though is gonna be able to have his heart sink into his chest as he sees this planetary fortress right here. Oh, no, it's just gonna continue onwards. Oh, no, the Marines! Come on, Marines! Get them! Oh, no, they do get in. Only a single medevac there cleaned up. Does mean that MaSa has some time to start preparing for this, though. Maybe pull away some SCVs, picks up those Marines again. Seeing how many siege tanks are, in fact, inside of those medevacs. It's a grand total of 6 of them. You know what? You might as well just drop your Marines on top of the siege tanks here, I'd say. There's not that many Marines. There's only 4 of them. You should be able to just drop on top of those siege tanks. So far, not yet realized by MaSa. We're still trying to get everything sorted and trying to do a little bit of counter-attack here. That's probably something that should take the priority here. Needs to be careful, though. That is still a scary amount of Marines remaining for AqueroN on this side of the map as well. Manages to do as much damage, if not more. Killing off that 3rd base now. Putting the 2 boys both on 2 base economy. Man, oh man, this is getting incredibly awkward right now. Once again between these 2 guys. This is one of the better TvTs I have seen in a long time. Oh, a Liberator, a lovely addition to the army here, but AqueroN on top of things, not gonna lose even a single siege tank so far. did lose both of those engineering base though. And they are both on +2/+2. And there is the possibility for AqueroN if he does manage to get enough minerals here, although he's not really mining any right now. But if he does, he might be able to get that upgrade going for him. I'm not sure if that's going to be able to save him anymore, but you know what? I mean, he needs to do something here, right? He knows about MaSa having this other base. He needs to do something about it. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it in time. Oh, nice shots though on those Marines right there. Did lose a single siege tank due to the Liberator. Once again, the air dominance proving how effective and how important it is in the TvT matchup. MaSa finding an opportunity here to get underneath the medevacs. Kills 2 of them. Gets another siege tank with it as well. AqueroN getting all of his Marines in the middle of the map assembled. As MaSa is just trying to stop this force from coming in. That is a big fight here in the favor of AqueroN. Not enough Marines available right now. There's siege tanks incorporated with this army now as well. Could this still turn out in favor for AqueroN here? Massive shots though from the siege tanks on top of those Marines. And that could mean the end of AqueroN here. Just a little bit too quick. Trying to get on top of those siege tanks without spreading out to enough. Or just getting into some medevacs and maybe dropping on top of them. Again, not that much anti-air for neither of these players available, right? Neither of them had any Viking army anymore. So maybe some opportunities there not really being taken. But you know what? In the end, MaSa just barely squeezes a victory there. From the clutches of defeat. Honestly, that was... you had to go through hell and back for that one. That was ridiculous. That means we're going to go into another game right here. This time, the first time for this series, MaSa is going to be the person in the lead with just a single point, though. So don't go easy on us just yet, MaSa, because a lot of these games that got really weird got very, very close. And I think you need to be careful, my man. You need to be careful. Man, oh man. Why is it still so hot in here? I guess it's all these lights. I guess it is the professional lighting setup. And I guess it's just hard to cool down when I'm still just continuously with my PC on as well, I suppose. I suppose that doesn't help as much. Alright, where is this bad boy? There he is, MaSa. Let's get him in here. Let's get him in here. Wait. 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 We already played at Dream. I'm sorry. Did we already play Eternal as well? First all 7 maps. Then... Alright, yeah. We still have Eternal as well available. Alright, let me make myself a little bit of a referee over here to, you know, just overall give me a sense of grandeur and importance. Let's get MaSa, let's get AqueroN in here. Alright. They are both ready, and here we go, guys. Game number 6. It's going to be Eternal. And things are very, very close. It's a 3-2 score right now. Just going back and forth into the favor of either of these players, and it is hard to keep track of who is in the lead at any point in time, because, you know what? I don't think anyone knows. I don't think they even know. I don't think I know, because, you know what, that's probably the harder thing, not knowing. Or the easier part. It's easier for me to know who's in charge, right? Or who's ahead, because I can see everything. But it's just not the case. It's just not happening that way. Alright. Alright, in the bottom left side, we have ourselves a green Terran player. Fighting for Team Rotti and the pride and honor of the Spanish people. He is AqueroN. In the top right side, we have ourselves a blue Terran. He is fighting for Alpha X, Canada, and Korea. He is MaSa. MaSa. Oh my. Oh my, this is uncalled for, isn't it? Ooh. Oh my. How does that make you feel, MaSa? How do you... I mean, you probably don't even know yet. We'll have to ask him afterwards. There's the 2 refineries here as well for AqueroN, so it will be the Reaper attack. And you know what, this can snowball incredibly quickly. We do have to double gas though for MaSa as well, so that is a big boon to him. He's going to get that factory much earlier than he would if he were to go for the single gas expand. It's coming across the map right now as well. It's not going to get there in time to fully realize what is happening here. The Reapers will hit his home turf before that is going to be happening here. Which is a big advantage for AqueroN, of course, because now MaSa's not going to be able to make any type of bunker. A bunker would be a, you know what, a massive thing for the Reaper to initially stay alive and stop a snowball from occurring. Now, here he goes. Is going to be able to scout this now right here. There we go. Immediately jumps backwards. Knows that he is not supposed to be taking this fight right now. Massive. Oh, some lovely micro there. AqueroN stays on top of that Reaper, will not let it go that easily, and is bringing down the pain right now. Killing off 2 SCVs already to join that Reaper in the afterlife. 2 more Reapers about to be ready as well. That's going to be enough to start taking on a Hellion. MaSa, you know what, he's retaliating. He's bringing some proxying of his own as well, making a starport on the other side of the map. That could be massive. Perhaps just make a Liberator here, right? That could just end this immediately. We're seeing a factory though as well being part of the equation here on the side of AqueroN's map. And you know what, MaSa, he's stabilized. Having some lovely micro there, using his SCVs to tank damage, allowing the siege or the Hellion and a Reaper there to do so much. Now, alright, let's see what is going to be happening here. There is a tech lab on the way, but that is going to be a long way removed from a cyclone. This could be trouble, guys. I think MaSa may have done it with the overall micro on the back at home. Running away with this SCV. Doesn't want to reveal that something cheeky is coming up here. The Cyclone is on the way. That's going to be detrimental to keep this Liberator away. But there's still going to be so much missed mining time. And MaSa, what is he going to be doing with this? There we go. All right. Yep. Immediately sets up shop right there. The Hellions as well. Trying to take on the Reapers right now. No mining whatsoever. That is always a horrendous position to be in right now. And a Banshee as well coming up with the cloak. Man, that's going to put so much pressure on AqueroN right now. And this is one of those games that you would love to win, right? It's going to be... Okay, the Cyclone did manage to come in there. Kill off the Liberator. Was like, wait, what? Where'd he go? I'll look away for 1 second. And he goes Houdini on my ass. Right, not the case though. MaSa, I think he may have his number here. The number of AqueroN. AqueroN though, you might go for a Raven. Oh, no. He's going Cloak. He's also going Cloak. Why do you have to make this so weird? Why can't this just be a normal game? Oh my dear lord. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. The second base for AqueroN has been completed though, of course, so if MaSa doesn't do a lot with the Banshee here, that might just be enough. He does have a scan available right now, so immediately we need to see this Banshee come out into the other side. Another scan. Oi, 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 oi. So that Banshee does fall. Secondary Banshee still being constructed, and a good amount of Hellions and the Reaper here on that second base trying to deal damage there, right? Kill off the SCVs. Oh, yeah, what? just a spotter supply depot in the bottom right side of the base, right? Why not? Might come in useful later on. Alright, there's the second base for MaSa, still a little bit away of actually being able to mine there. In comes the second Banshee. There is a Raven on the way. SCV's trying to repair the Cyclones, but you know what? They are going to take a lot of damage right now. There we go, lovely targeting for MaSa right here, and the damage definitely ticking up and up and up. There's finally a scan right now, but that Banshee definitely paid for itself. 9 kills in total, equalizing the entirety of the worker count. But at the same time, of course, well, never mind. Oh my god, that is rough. That is so rough. Just when you think there's gonna be a break for AqueroN, suddenly there's a missile turret just completing at the exact right milliseconds, really, and securing himself a reasonable place there. There's no Cyclones that you could go in, MaSa. It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't want to. Okay. You know what? It's probably the safe bet, right? Doesn't want to lose the Banshee for free. Maybe wait later on. At some point you might be able to get in there again. Just like these Hellions, for example, right? Didn't waste them early on, and now is going to be able to kill off a good amount of SCVs. Even gets one of the mules there, and you know what? A couple of Mariners too. Very well played. Very well played. 22 works in total now. MaSa really not happy about this proxy 2 Rex. And I mean, this is where MaSa lives. That is what I feel like AqueroN is forgetting here. MaSa was born for the weird. He never practices the normal all that much, so it doesn't matter to him how weird it gets, because that will still be considered normal for him. Alright. It's kind of ballsy trying to make another tech lab there for another it's more stuff trying to come out from that starport there on the other side of the map. It would have been cool if it worked, but unfortunately not really working out here. 2 more Cyclones coming in. I think you're just going to have to leave here. MaSa, do not lose those Cyclones for free. Why would you? You got some value from them. You got the revenge on your stuff, and you know what? He's doing more damage here. He still managed to get another Banshee out. You absolute madman. No way, actually, this is the same Banshee that went to hide over here. He got the Raven as well, with the Cyclones coming in on the right side, being able to pick that one off, and forcing another scan here. GG. What? What? So many things just immediately kind of suddenly going into the favor of MaSa there. That's his playfield, man. If you make it that weird, that's the place where MaSa revels. that is his jam, my man. You're gonna have a hard time against him in those situations, as we just kind of witnessed right over there. Alright, that means we're gonna go into game number 7. Of course, that is already a predetermined map. Unfortunately, it always feels a little bit bad for the player that has the map choice. Maybe we should make a new rule into this, where like if there's only one map remaining, that's when we reset the map pool, so that, you know what, that player still has a choice after the loss as to what map he wants to play. But hey, this is the rules right now, so we're gonna stick to them for now. And maybe in the future we can look into something like that. I'm not opposed to something like that, honestly. But anyway, this is what we've subjected everybody to, and we haven't told anyone that it's not gonna be that case. So let's keep it like this right now, and then maybe in the future we'll discuss that come up with something. Alright, both these players are ready. MaSa on match point right now. They were going tit for tat with AqueroN continuously managing to stay in the lead just barely for a good 4 games. And then all of a sudden, when after that 4th game it was tied up again, MaSa taking 2 games in a row. Which is kind of how I expected the overall series to go. But, you know what? After the first initial 4 matches, I'm completely Team AqueroN right now, honestly, as well. I would love to see him bring it back here a little bit. You know, not completely win. Not win completely, right? Because, you know, that big dragon right there is still hanging over my head. And if I don't obey his wishes, it's gonna fall down right on top of my, me and cause some sort of internal bleeding, some form of concussion, which, you know, it probably already happened a couple of times. It would explain some of my mental beings. Anyway, so where are we? What is this? What's happening? Who am I? Who is this guy? Team Rotti. That seems like a really cool team. Alright, and what's this? He's a little yellow worm with wings. Alright, nice. No, I kid, guys. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a green Terran player fighting for Spain. For the pride and joy of the Spanish people. He is on Team Rotti as a new promising figure, trying to really break through in this scene right here. He is AqueroN. Bottom right side, we have the opposing force right now. 1 game left to win for this man, and he will be taking home the overall higher portion of the dough. He is the blue Terran player. He is Alpha Axis Canadian South Korean MaSa. Something a lot of people forget. MaSa is also South Korean, right? He's grown up with StarCraft, for God's sake. I think. I'm not sure if that's true. Don't quote me on this, but every South Korean has, which, you know what, I feel like is a rule over there. And to be fair, we as kids had to watch the Teletubbies, right? Koreans got to watch StarCraft. What's up with that? What is up with that? I mean, which of those governments is smarter, right? The ones that showcase talented people, individuals, making decision, you know what, going through a decision-making process, having to grind out and train up for a certain type of practice, right? Really committing to a certain type of craft where they continuously hone their skills. Or the broadcast system that is just kind of like, you know what, let's have pretty colors with a baby in the sky. And these things just with screens on their bellies, trying to spread feel-good feelings. I mean, one of those sound like somebody came up with it while they were on drugs. The other one sounds like something somebody came up with while they were, I suppose, also a little bit on drugs. But probably not hallucinogenics. Anyway. So what's happening in this game? Can anyone catch me up as what happens so far? Apparently nothing. Alright. Production. Let's take a look at the buildings right here. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, the lovely sight of buildings. Alright, what's happening here? A Raven. Okay, yep. 2 Vikings. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, again, no Raven here for AqueroN, actually. Interesting. He's going back to his roots. I mean, it worked out the previous couple of times. I think that is how he did manage to get his victories. Very interested to see if we're gonna have the mech play again here for AqueroN. I think it's more difficult to go mech on a map like this. Oh my god, that Raven might be in trouble. Okay, didn't get spotted. Man, that is so fortunate there for MaSa. You know what else is fortunate? This Reaper here. Oh, but you know what else is fortunate? Catching it with the bare minimum amount of SCVs. Alright, AqueroN moving across here. 2 siege tanks, a lot of Vikings, and just a batch of other units here. Coming on through. Moving down the chimney. Just like Santa, but these boys ain't bringing presents. They are bringing, well, the Green Empire. Which makes it sound like he's a Dutchman. He's no Dutchman, though. Oh, the Marines! Marines! What are you doing? You're crazy! Don't go out there! He's killing a lot of workers, by the way, guys. How's this happening? Shoot, I missed it. Let me take a look. It was a... How in the... Raven? Must have been Raven, right? No. What? What? He lost 6... He lost the 6 Marines over here, right? So that is not... What else did he lose? 1 siege tank. I think that siege tank idea as well. I have no idea. It must have been a Raven, right? I mean, he's still doing it with the Ravens. I don't know. I mean, I guess he doesn't have a good chance of doing something with the Raven from this side of the field. Oh, even a Liberator coming in right now. I mean, I would have loved to see this Raven just kind of coming in from the side again. Interference matrixing a bunch of those siege tanks and then maybe have a chance to really push back on this force here. But you know what, AqueroN, it looks like the overall Viking number here is just too darn high for him. Or is it? Oh boy, it's getting close. Okay, you know what, finally that might provide a little bit of a chance here for MaSa. This army supply is still a little bit lower though, of course. Just watch out, there are still Marines there as well. This one Raven is, you know what, it's looking like it's actually still doing enough here to really equalize out the worker count. And make this still potentially a playable game. Even though he's taking so many losses, he's still ahead with 10 workers. And AqueroN is in a bit of a weird position where he's not going to be able to push forward anymore. 4 Vikings now versus 2. All MaSa needs is a Liberator, and he should be able to clean this up right now. Don't land those Vikings there. MaSa, I'm telling you. Don't do it. Alright, now it seems okay, actually. Now it seems really good to do it. You know what? I shouldn't have to talk anymore. I figured something out here. Huh. But overall, we're seeing AqueroN once again on the leaderboard. Well, hold up. Hold that thought. Okay, yeah, he is in fact once again ahead in the worker count. He's getting himself a 3rd base. Oh, but we have also a 3rd base here for MaSa, so that advantage not as big as I would, you know what, kind of was wanting to make it appear to be. So how are you guys feeling today? You guys have any insights on this game? Do you think anyone is ahead after all of that? This is, like, these guys, they make it really scrappy here. They make it so incredibly scrappy. How is this Raven still around? Tell me, please. 15 kills on this one Raven right here. Man, what in the world? That's not supposed to happen, guys. Okay, 1 Liberator here with the Viking Armada. I mean, he has, how many? 5 versus 7 Vikings, so he shouldn't be able to win that fight. Maybe he's under the impression that if I just kill his Vikings, I should be able to set up a Liberator and then just hold my ground there. And kill off, you know what, an entire base worth of income. It's not gonna happen that way, unfortunately. You know what, not even sending that other Liberator over there either. Oh, but picks off a good amount of these Vikings here. That is indeed a lovely sight to behold if you do if you are cheering for MaSa, of course. Otherwise, that was rather gruesome. Vikings getting blocked out of there by the SCVs, but so many of them still dying. 17 more workers bite the dust. 27 workers versus 47. About 20 worker difference right now for these players in favor for MaSa. The army supply is still equal as well. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to see AqueroN come back from this one, guys. It is a very, very rough position. He does have the Viking count and the Liberator count. He might still be able to get something done here, right? That is still a very potent force. But he only has the 3 siege tanks, which has me worried. With the 2 Ravens here as well. Might be enough to tip the balance into the favor for... Oh my dear lords. Taking more damage right now. Being indecisive as well. Clearing out the minerals in the middle side. And then deciding, you know what, never mind. I'm just going to go straight forwards. I'm just going to go for it. Let's take a look at the income graph. Yeah, it's been in MaSa's favor here now for a long time. Walks into the siege tanks. He loses the siege tank himself, it looks like. And now the auto turrets are just going to be placed absolutely everywhere. And that's going to be it, guys. That is going to have to be GG. I cannot see AqueroN going through with this anymore, any longer. And that's exactly what we're having. Well played indeed by MaSa there. AqueroN as well, giving us one hell of a show. Unfortunately, though, when it started to get weird, that is just the ballpark of MaSa. And that is where those final games just continuously were brought to. And I think it's just some innate ability to multitask that is within MaSa, because he does it so incredibly well. Like, it's crazy. He always will have something small, like the smallest amount of thing, just somewhere, right? Just like, alright, I'm controlling my army, I'm doing the macro, but I need to do something else. I don't know what it is exactly, but he's making it work. He's making it work wonderfully. Guys, remember there is a MaSa code. I haven't really been talking about it enough. But if you do want to help us out, hit up that MaSa code, fill it out on the website, do some quests maybe as well. It would be greatly appreciated if you have a little bit of time to help out with these players. Give them a little bit of extra buck for their bang. Anyway, guys, I hope you all had a lovely time here today. Hope you guys had, you know what, enjoyed yourself. I'm gonna be heading off here for now. I'm gonna be signing off, and just chill for the rest of the evening here. Turn off these lights. Hopefully cool down a little bit. All right. Thank you all for joining me. I love you all. Have a good one. Bye bye. See you later.